Let's see how this works. Alright guys, so welcome back to another YouTube live stream. We are going to try this again. I know last week we kind of struggled, but this week we are in a new country, different internet, and we're going to give this a go. So as you guys come in, just let me know if you can hear me correctly, if you can hear me well, and yeah, we'll get started with some Q&A, and then we will go ahead and talk about how we go about finding new products and all of that kinds of good stuff. So I hope you guys are all doing well, and yeah, I am tuning in from Istanbul, Turkey today. So if you guys let me know where you guys are from, and yeah, let's have some fun here. Alrighty, gosh, it is late here. Okay, so Jay is here, Mohammed is here, Maddie is here. Hope you guys are doing well. But yeah, so as you guys know, generally the way I like to do these live streams, and you know, this is all subject to change depending on what you guys want as well. We can go ahead and do all the kinds of Q&A, and then each live we're going to do a certain topic. So this one obviously is going to be a follow-on from last week. What top products to sell, XYZ, and how we go about doing that. Mohammed, I'm doing well. I hope you guys are all doing well as well. Ugnis is here. Dev Skills, how you doing? Charles, yo, how you doing? Yeah, so we're here. Like, yes, we are traveling, but we are traveling for work. Right now, we're just kind of in limbo with all this stuff happening in the world. So we can't go back to Australia right now. So yeah, just making the most of it and traveling around the EU, and yeah, waiting for our visa to be issued so we can go back to the US as well. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. All right, so let's start ahead. If you guys have any questions, yeah, let's just throw them in there, and let's get this show on the road. But yeah, I hope this backdrop's okay. Let me know if you guys can hear me well, if there's no lag or anything like that. I know we had a lot of issues last week in Athens, but it seems like Istanbul has better internet, in terms of upload speed at least. Download speeds are definitely worse here, but that is what it is. So Ben's here as well. So we have a few private students as well as just the general public. So hope you are doing well, guys. Okay, cool. Let me just play some music, and then we're gonna go straight into this. Okay, so Dev Skills, how would you test and scale products right now? Would be appreciated if you could explain it in detail. So Dev Skills, I guess my rebuttal question to that is, am I starting as a beginner, or am I starting with the capital that I have right now? So maybe if you answer that, I can give you that, because it really depends on your personal finances and where you are at as well. So honestly speaking, if I was to start, I'll start speaking about what I would do right now, because we're launching a new product. What I like to do is, I don't like to go down the dropshipping route anymore. I just feel like right now with shipping delays, flights, very few flights going between countries, right? There are a lot of logistical issues that come up. So I would much prefer, and right now what we do is I start off with a very low MOQ, something like 100 or 200 units. I go ahead and start off with that. It only ends up costing us about $1,000, $2,000, right? For our first beginning inventory. We go ahead and do that, get our professional photos out, make sure that I understand where I'm marketing, how I'm marketing, and make sure that there is already existing demand as well. I never like to create new demand, because it's a very, very uphill battle with creating new demand. Rather, I'd like to find existing demand and channel it through a marketing angle that I come up with, and I focus that way. So to begin with, if I was to get started, I have my own seller central, and also my 3PL. So I have two different shipping options, right? If I was to go ahead with I would start it in Amazon FBA, right? So that I can start ranking for organic keywords too, but also I can fulfill through any orders that come through Shopify. So I would throw it in Amazon, make sure that's my fulfillment network, right? And then start running Facebook ads. Very, very low cost PPC as well, just to get some clicks on the brand. Also would be doing organic TikToks just to launch it out there. I guess that's a little bit of an advantage though, because I already have like video editing basic knowledge. So I would do that. I would probably start with an advertising budget of at least $500, right? So I would want to do as best I can with the $500, let it spend, with my one angle for a good 5 to 7 days. If I'm constantly getting a positive ROAS or a high marketing efficiency ratio, I would then go ahead and keep upping the budget, right? Keep upping the budget, try to find new audiences and new angles to go ahead and start with. And then once I've got that, I would put it into a $500 CBO. Once I've got it into a $500 CBO, multiple ad sets, multiple ads, right? Then I'm just gonna continue to watch that one CBO and my overall sales, right? If it's consistently over my break-even ROAS, then I'm good. I'm going to continue spending and scaling upwards, right? The moment where I get a dip or anything like that, I'm going to have a look at where did it break, and that's very, very easy to find out. You can have a look at your cost per clicks, your CPMs, your click-through rates that are native on Facebook, right? It's not really affected by this iOS stuff. And then I would also be having a look at engagements on the post itself. If the engagements are slowing, there's not many engagements, as opposed to when it first started scaling up, then you'll be okay, right? But yeah, I would always be diagnosing. Generally for retargeting, I'll be setting up retargeting structures through SMS and also email marketing, right? I like to have that set up through those means, and then just very, very low budgets on Facebook, because often at times it just doesn't work that well on the Facebook side, just because of people opting out of being tracked. There's like 90% of people in the United States, maybe even more now, 95% when I did that video, of people that are opting out of being tracked. So as you can imagine, retargeting is focused entirely on custom audiences. If 95% of people are opting out, then your retargeting audiences aren't really going to be that strong. So that's why I would personally focus on email and SMS for retargeting rather than Facebook, right? And then at the same time, on Amazon FBA as well as Google, I'd be setting up a brand search campaign, right? Very broad phrase, brand search campaign. Phrase and exact match brand search campaigns for my brand name. So if anyone sees my ads, all that kinds of stuff, they want to check me, right? I'm going to use that as a retargeting as well. Okay. So that's pretty much Dev Skills, how I would go about and set it up. You never answered whether or not I'm doing it low budget or high budget. So that kind of budget I'm setting at about $3,500 to get that business started. But for me to get a business started like that, pretty good. That's pretty healthy. So yeah, Dev Skills, if you want to let me know if you want to come from a beginner standpoint, that's something as well. But yeah. So Ugnius, I just answered that, kind of touched on that question. There are no dumb questions here. Obviously, retargeting works. I talked about custom audiences and people opting out. So Facebook retargeting isn't that great. Rather, I'll focus on SMS and email, right? Really addressing the opposing beliefs that the customers might have, right? And also doing brand search campaigns. So if anyone is ever searching up my brand, wanting to have a look on Instagram or anything, they're going to see a Google ad or an Amazon PPC ad as well. Yeah, Dev Skills. So that's what I'll do. I literally have started a brand, and I'm actually doing a video where it's like how much I spent 9 days in Greece, how much I spent, right? And then that'll be released on Tuesday. Hopefully, I still need to record it. I've got all the back end, but I literally include in there like a inventory purchase, right? And that was I think I only spent about $1,500 for this new product. So yeah. So yeah, dev skills, definitely, you know, $3,500, you know, it's a decent budget. Just make sure that you're happy to, like, make sure you do the research and understand that just because you do all of your research, it doesn't mean it's going to be 100% success. For me, you know, I spent the 1,500. My wife and I, we do this business together. We're very okay and aware that this money could turn into nothing, but we do everything we can. We do the brand styling guides. We get all of our conversions assets set up so that we can constantly tweak as we start to run traffic. So yeah. All right. So that was a banger question to start off with. that was a fun one. So I hope you guys got some value out of that one. That's actually what I'm going to be doing. I think our product will land in the United States in about 2 weeks' time. So that's exactly the same strategy that we're focusing on. 1,200. So I'm going to spend about $1,500, right, on that one product, but it's actually going to bring me back about $10,000 in sales if everything works the same, right? If everything works to plan, I mean. If it doesn't, that's okay, as long as I make money off it. But the risk is so low. It's only $1,500, so yeah, I'm very confident in that product. Okay, recommended budget to start with. Viral check, if you're going to go the traditional dropshipping route, you need to have at least $1,000. This is the same kind of rhetoric that everyone says. At least $1,000, because you're going to be testing angles, you need to get product images, you need to get website builds, all that kinds of stuff. All of that costs money, right? So at least $1,000 US. If you have more, great. But if you don't, then that's okay. You can definitely get started with $1,000. I literally just had our student live call. One of our students, he literally, following our advice, was able to do $25,000 over the span of 2 days. And another student of ours, she was just on the call. She did $5,000 in 2 days with no paid traffic. Right? We just followed certain base core foundations. They did those, and then after that, bam, they did amazing. So yeah, definitely, if you have no budget, right now is a funny time in the e-com space. You can definitely make sure you can really get traffic onto your store and really get some amazing sales. So for sure, they smashed it. I literally have the screenshots. I'm going to be doing a video about it now. Out of all the students that we teach, I have 3 students who's kind of taken it to the next level, and they've really taken my advice and really ran with it. So with that, they've done $25,000 cash injection into their business, another one $5,000, and the other one, the first month, I think she's done about $10,000. So they've done amazing things in such a short span of time. Jay Hardwick, yeah, if you want to send your product to me, I can definitely speak about it. But generally, just by me looking at a product, I can't tell you if it's going to be a good product or not. I need to see the background, like the research that you've done. How are you going to differentiate yourself? How are you going to stand out? Answer the big question, like, why are people going to buy from you? If you can provide me those as well, I can definitely help you for sure. So yeah, okay. Eason, should I use a product that has a manufacturer branding on it? I personally wouldn't. Unless it's it's a product that unless you have no choice, right? If you have absolutely no choice, then you definitely, you can do the manufacturing branding, as long as it's a big pain point, a pain point solving product, right? Then yeah, you definitely can get it kind of going with that. But Easton, generally speaking, for me, I personally don't like to do that. I personally like to do my own branding, spend a little bit more, just have 1,000 on 100 units, and go from there. What do you think? So Prince Revenger, what do you think? Where should we spend budget on advertising the product? Well, obviously right now Facebook is kind of sporadic. It's not like the best platform right now, but at the end of the day, it is still the king, right? It's still where a lot of people hang out. The daily users has not changed. iOS has kind of thrown a spanner in the works, but it is still a great product advertising platform, very user friendly as well. So I would always start off with Facebook, right? I personally have done TikTok ads, and I haven't found, the key recipes for that. It just doesn't really work as well for me personally, right? Doesn't mean it doesn't work at all. But personally, we do really well on Facebook and Google alone, and we don't need to use that stuff. We just use organic TikToks. So that we've had really, really good success with organic TikToks. But the problem with that is it's very time consuming. It takes a lot of time to get that done. Ryan, how do you do product images? Yeah, so if you're in the United States or wherever, I use actually a company called Suna. Suna is amazing. It's a website. It's a digital online photo thing. It is amazing. They give you great product photos for what you pay for. So yeah, that should help. Adam, how you doing, man? I remember speaking to you in one of the first live streams. What's up? I'm getting 100 orders a day on my store, working with a private agent. What is the next step to take it to the next level? Yeah, Adam, sure. Let me know where you're at. So you're getting 100 orders a day. What is that in revenue figures? And what is that in terms of profitability, right? Because that really determines how your brand kind of starts to evolve, and it really depends on how much capital you have. So if you're getting 100 orders a day, if your profitability is absolutely nothing, right, then obviously the advice has to be different. But if you're pretty profitable and you're doing decent revenue figures, then you can really use that and leverage that and really build an amazing brand. 100 orders a day is pretty awesome though. That's good. But yeah, Adam, let me know where you're at in terms of revenue, profit, all that kinds of stuff, because that's really going to determine how you go from there. So yeah, let's continue on. Let's see. Okay. And yeah, Adam, if you want to help us with TikTok, for sure, let me know, man. Let me know. We found some really, really cool creatives that work amazing, but yeah. Okay. It's 20. My ads have a 4 to 5 ROAS. That's amazing, dude, Adam. That's amazing. Have you been using? Is it the same product that we spoke about a little while ago when I was in the US? I don't think so, right? You started 5 days ago, so it's a brand new product. Revenue per product is 200. That means you're profiting £2,000 every single day. That's pretty amazing. If what you're saying is true, that is really, really amazing. So with that being said, Adam, is it just the one product, or what is it? Where are you at? If you're having a 4 to 5 times, okay, no, it's a completely different store. Cool. So when you're hitting around the 3.5, 3.6 revenue figure, right, you really need to start looking at overall increasing the lifetime value of your customer. If you're acquiring customers at what you're acquiring them and having a £20 profit margin per sale, that's amazing, right? Now you need to start taking that, making sure you improve your customer service, go ahead and add new product lines into the mix, right, and increase that lifetime value. If it's a consumable product or a commodity type product, are you able to add subscriptions, all that kinds of stuff? It really helps to increase that lifetime value and really guarantee that income going forward. Excuse me. But yeah, Adam, amazing. Are you still doing how are you doing the product pages? I know you had a few issues with that in the past. But amazing job. Seriously amazing job. And then Adam, like, hit me up about the TikTok stuff, man, because we're always looking for new traffic channels. Currently we're doing pretty well, but we always wanted to jump on TikTok anyway. Maybe you know something that I don't about it, but so far we haven't really needed to jump onto it. Adam, that's great. Yeah, Adam, DM me, send me a DM, and then maybe we can get together, help us out with TikTok. But yeah, amazing job, dude. So I talked about those things that you need to be doing, right? Make sure you do that, and I'm excited to see how you go in the future. Okay, so really quickly before we continue on, guys, we have 20 people on here right now. I just want to ask you guys for a quick favor. If you guys can quickly go ahead and like this video. We want to obviously try to clear up all the misinformation out there in the dropshipping space, but I need your help to do that. I try to come here, be as transparent as possible, and help you guys just make sure you have all the right information. So please, if you could, hit that like button, and then we'll continue on with the Q&A, and then we'll go into the product research as well. So thank you guys so much. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so the likes helps with the YouTube algorithm. If there's good engagement, all that kinds of stuff, it will show it to new people, and then new people will jump into this, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's why every single YouTuber asks for that. So I hope you guys understand that. So Jay's talking about an LED mouse pad, which is a big thing in the niche with colors. The product I have developed, part 2 is next. It differentiates by having a custom LED design where no other design has that, and the colors light up more compared to the other designs of that niche. I mean, like, how would you advertise that though, Jay? Like, you really want to have some sort of like hook or marketing angle that really kind of establishes yourself over everyone else, all the other competitors, right? And at the very, when you're doing Facebook ads or any kind of advertising or any kind of direct response marketing, generally speaking, the people won't be aware of your product or your competitors at the beginning. So even though you, as the founder, right, might think that, it's so different and it's so much better than the competitors, blah, 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 at the very end of the day, right, like the question that you need to answer is, why should people buy from you? Right? Just by having it light up more and all that kinds of stuff, it doesn't really sound like too much of an enticing benefit. So that's something to consider, right? But we always talk about this, like, if you haven't had a look at that saturation video that I did, we talked about how, new marketing angles, new audiences can be a good way of differentiation, right? Just based on what you've sent here, I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be, like, if you ask me for an investment, I wouldn't be confident, right? But maybe there's some more information that was missing, or maybe I'm not getting it either. So not to say no, right? You just want to make sure that you have some sort of strong hook, right? And right now, based on the information you've provided, I just haven't been able to, get that. So let me know. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, definitely. Definitely some work to be done. Aslan, I'm starting a sport niche store, but I don't know how to start advertising or on which platform. Okay, well, definitely check out my Facebook video on my channel if you want. There's all that video, like that video pretty much is an hour long. It's going to help you set up your Facebook account so it's protected from lockdowns, restrictions, bans, all that kinds of stuff. Make sure you do that, because that's a place to start. Facebook is an amazing platform to get started on. Right now though, it's not really the best, just because of attribution issues, and for beginners, although in the past it was really beginner friendly, Apple and Tim Cook kind of threw a spanner in the works and really kind of made it a little bit harder for people. So yeah. Jay, if you wanna send through a link, for sure, you can try to send it through here, but I think YouTube will actually ban it. Not ban it, but they just won't show it. So you might need to send it through DMs on Instagram or something like that. So yeah, let me know what you do. Muhammad, Hey Josh, first time on your live stream. Thank you so much. I have a home niche store, but I'm thinking of going the one product route because I really don't like the products in the home niche. What's your advice? Mohammed, is your home niche store making sales? And if it's making sales, is it profitable? And if it's profitable, why would you want to pivot onto a one product store? Because if you're already making sales, I'm going to assume that you're not making that many sales and you're not too happy with where it's at. Maybe then, yeah, definitely like pivoting to the one product niche is ideal, right? But yeah, let me show you guys something. This is my theory in terms of like whenever I look for products, right? I always look for what's called a gateway product, right? A gateway product is a product that will bring people into your brand, right? So that is something that's really eye-catching, something that's completely differentiated, all that kind of stuff. And then after that, all you need to do is bring in Me Too products, like products that your competitors are selling that are not patented, that are not protected, right? And you just do white label, you just slap your logo onto it, and you go ahead from there. But yeah, let me show you real quick. I mean, yeah, that's kind of like the format I look for. I look for one differentiated product. So I start with a one product store for sure, right? But then I look for Me Too products afterward. And the best way to find Me Too products is just looking at your competitors' bestsellers, right? Okay, cool. Let me go to Instagram because I think some people are DMing me on there. Cool. Let's see. Man, this internet no, Jay, I can't see your DM. So if you wanted to resend it to me, let me know. But right now I can't see it. But yeah. Oh. Okay. Okay, Mohammed, I tested 6 products, only got 2 sales thus far. Most likely, I would say that there's some kind of incongruency then. Like maybe you thought those products are great, but maybe there wasn't enough research in the background. So, whenever you run any ads, you think they're great products, but generally the market doesn't say that. So yeah. If that's the case, Mohammed, rather than, you don't need to create a brand new store, dude. Like literally all you need to do is have a look on, any kind of trends right now, any kind of trending things, and then try to find a product that matches that trend. So for example, an example would be, I don't know if any of you guys are investors, right? But a couple months ago, there was the AMC short squeeze, where AMC was getting squeezed by all the hedge funds and all that kinds of stuff, right? The problem, what happened from that, right? And this is just rising trends. What happened from that was a new, new group of people, engaged audiences that came out, and they called themselves apes, right? They would go ahead and do this, like apes to the moon, right? So one idea that I would, that I had during the time, but unfortunately we were just too busy. I was gonna do like an apes to the moon related store, right? So it's it was awesome. But yeah, Mohammed, you just need to find that audience and really need to find that demand as well, and then just market directly there. You're never able to really create new demand unless it's, unless you have some significant social influence. Otherwise, best thing to do is just find existing demand and then channel it. Jacob, how you doing? Handmade carpet store. What's going on? Okay, so here we go. Ryan is asking about how do you make it possible for your customers to track their orders. I use an app called Tractor. So that links in with my all of the FedEx and DHL. They're the 2 shipping lines that I use right now. And we created a brand new landing page as well, and the customers are able to go onto the brand new landing page, throw in their order ID, their name, and then it tells them the up-to-date shipping location of their parcel. So yeah, That's how I do it. It's called Tractor. Cracktor. It's a pretty amazing app, in my opinion. Okay, Jason, my ads are being made right now as we speak. How are your Facebook ads doing with the iOS update? And do you have any more insight at the moment or videos coming soon of how to deal with it? Yeah, Jason, so it's a funny situation. So we have right now, we have about 4 different brands that we're running on Facebook, right? 2 of them are running on Hyros, right? So we use Hyros to kind of give us like accurate data tracking. So Hyros has been an amazing tool for us. But for the other 2, in terms of our ads manager, we aren't able to see many sales at all in our ads manager. For example, yesterday, I think one of the new products that we're testing, I think we did about $900 in sales for that specific product. But on our ads manager, it shows 1 purchase, I think. So we spent about $300 yesterday, got 1 sale on ads manager. That's completely incorrect, right? That's why I made those videos about the iOS issues. Most of you should know what's happening with iOS right now. So that's something to be aware of, right? But yeah, the way I'm kind of tackling this with CBOs and how I'm managing CBOs is just to have a look at the overall eROAS. So for example, yesterday, even though Facebook only told me I got 1 sale, on the back end, I know that we got a lot of sales for that product, right? I think yesterday we capped it off at like $8,000 overall sales on our stores, and or not one store. And Facebook hardly tracked any of them, right? So what I do is I just do my eROAS, my total sales divided by my total ad spend. If it's positive, right, above my break even or above my target, then I continue to increase budgets by 10, 20% every single day, and then keep tracking based off that. So yeah, that's kind of how I do it, right? And then if there are any days where, so let's say for example, after 5 days of increasing budgets, 10 to 20% every couple days, if it's performing profitably over 5 days, then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take that CBO and then duplicate or double the budget. Duplicate and double the budget. So rather than spending 1,500, I might be spending 3,000 a day, right? So yeah. Jay, my Instagram is in the DMs. I mean, in the description down below. So if you want to check that out. Oh, Adam messaged. What's up, Adam? Yeah, Adam. Just let me know, man. Let me know whatever you want to do. I already know how to use it. It's just a matter of like, I don't have the time to be doing creatives specific for TikTok because we have a good system set up for Facebook ads, right? So yeah. No. So Jason, I would taper off the what I do is generally when I duplicate it, I'll turn off the other one, right? Because we're using existing posts, right? So yeah. But generally that's pretty aggressive, and there's a risk with that. Seriously. So yeah. Ala Adine. Hope I pronounced that right. Can you explain or give more details about the mentorship? Yeah, so I mentor for Dan Vass. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys all know about Dan Vass. He's pretty popular in the YouTube space. He's a good friend of mine, and I mentor for one of the arms of his business. And, I just help there. So the link down below is to his course. I don't have my own course. I don't have no interest in doing that kind of stuff. Because I think there's a lot of good people out there already, and Dan Vass being one of them. So yeah, generally, the mentoring works, DMs, all that kinds of stuff, as well as live calls every couple weeks. Multiple times per week. Sorry. Okay. Cool. Let's continue on. Yeah, so Jason, literally, it's more of a risky play, right? I don't like to duplicate the budget like that, double the budget, because you potentially risk both campaigns kind of hitting the crapper. For me, I just like to increase that budget, but you know, one day I might just let it both run and just see how they both perform. But I'll be watching it like a hawk, you know, looking at it at the morning, making sure every hour that we're profitable, we're getting good metrics in terms of the CPM, CTRs, all that kinds of stuff, and going on from there. But yeah, but one, technically speaking, they should replace the other, right? At the end of the day. But yeah, I'll definitely do some more videos on it, and I really wanted to set up, like, do more of those Facebook ad account setups videos. But the problem is, just because of the attributions, if people follow that advice, I don't want them to, you know, go ahead and find this to be, you know, a big problem, because they're just not going to know exactly where their sales are coming from. I really don't want to put out any misinformation in there right now. So I'll wait until Facebook fixes their stuff. Maybe even I'll do a video on like UTM and Google Analytics, right? That kind of stuff really helps, especially with offline conversions as well. And yeah. Yeah, Jay, I haven't seen a DM from you. If you wanna, you need to make sure your account is on public. So Adam, I've just responded back to you. Yeah, TikToks, yeah, die out 1 to 2 days. That's pretty tough. So yeah. But Adam, yeah, I definitely I think that you found an amazing platform. If you're already getting 100 orders a day, that's insane. Yeah, Adrian, we're in Istanbul, Turkey right now. So we're here for about another 2 weeks. Oh, sorry, another week. We've been here since, oh gosh, it's now Saturday. How long have we been here? I can't even remember. Like, we've been here since Tuesday, I think, or Wednesday. But yeah, we'll be doing like a new YouTube series just to get like more visibility in the YouTube space, right? I think there's a lot of yeah. I need to break the YouTube algorithm somehow. So I'm doing like a how much I spent in Greece, like business plus personal spending, which is yeah. Yeah, Jason, we're in Istanbul, Turkey right now. Yeah, so it's pretty amazing. Like I guess we're like fortunate enough to be able to travel around and do all this. So we have Italy next week. After 1 more week in Istanbul or Turkey, we have Italy. Then we have I don't even know. Like it's all around the Europe region. We're just gonna be traveling it. I just made it public. Yeah, Jay, you're gonna have to send me another request if you've just made it public. But yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, Ryan. Sorry, I missed your question. So Ryan's asking, should you directly start with the logo on your product when you sell? Yeah, like ideally that would be the best scenario, right? Like to have your logo on the product from the very beginning. But if you can't do that, that's okay, right? Like all you need to do is really get some custom boxes, all that kinds of stuff. For me, literally I leave the product as is, but then I redo the instruction manual, the packaging, and also like a pouch that it comes in, right? Yeah, move on to the product research. I think we're going to need to do that, Mohammed. Yeah, so Ryan, pretty much what we do is we go ahead and do that, and yeah, we leave the product as is, but we customize everything else. Amri is asking, how do you check the payment system before you market? Yeah, just go ahead and make a purchase through that system. If the payment goes through or it captures through PayPal or Shopify, then you should be good to start advertising the product. There was another question, where was it? Handmade Carpet Store is talking about, would you suggest an advertising company? So the advertising companies are a little bit murky, right? Like especially like these agencies that are coming up, like SMMAs, because of Irma and Ghazi, and like there's a lot of like different people out there kind of pushing SMMAs and how much money they make from it. It's definitely a lucrative business model. Now the problem with that is that a lot of people they're not experts. They've never actually run their own e-commerce store. They've never run a product. They don't understand marketing angles or new engaged audiences. So it becomes very difficult for them to find scalability and all that kinds of stuff. So Generally speaking, agencies I have a big issue with. I never do any agencies for any of these businesses. I run them all myself. I just prefer to do it that way. It's up to you guys though, but if you're too busy, definitely it is worth it. Just make sure you you do the necessary negotiations as well as vetting them. Make sure that they're really credible, and make sure that you do the thing. What about taxes? What about taxes? Whenever we get a Shopify payment, like whenever we get a payment made from them, like every day, we take about 20% of the total revenue and put it into a tax saving account that I don't touch ever. And then I touch that at the end of the year when my accountant asks me for the tax bill. So that's how I manage. I'm going to be doing a video on that. Like it's called what's it called? It's called Profit First. It's a book that I read many years ago. Profit First is amazing. It pretty much sets up a financial system, and I guess the beauty is, I have an accounting background as well, so there's a lot of congruencies in terms of what they teach and what I believe and what I've been taught. So yeah, in terms of accounting, literally we just send. E-com accounting is pretty simple, in all honesty. You just have your advertising costs, your product costs, advertising costs, your payment processor fees, influencer payment fees, all that kinds of stuff. And then it's very easy to just grab that from an Excel on Facebook, and then Shopify as from your revenue standpoint, or Amazon if you're using that, or whatever other sales channel you're using. So yeah. Taxes are pretty easy. We just compile them all when it's tax time, and we just send it to my accountant, and then yeah. Sorry, I just got a message. Okay, cool. So guys, I'm gonna quickly go ahead and Jay, I haven't seen any DM come. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and continue on with the product research, but we will go ahead and come back to Q&A, okay? Yeah, Adrian, that's the one. Profit First by Mike McCallowitz, amazing. Almost 2 out of every comment on my something is a scam. Cheap. Oh, yeah. No, dropshipping is definitely not dead. It's just evolved, right? Dropshipping is still one of the best business models to get started because it's such a low barrier to entry. For you guys to start a regular business, right? You're gonna need to have at least 100 to 500 grand to set up a brick and mortar store, right? But if you don't have that, then dropshipping is an amazing starting place. You don't need to have much of a budget. Jamal, yeah, sure. Like I can have a review of your store if you want to send through on Instagram. Let me know what your Instagram is anyway, and I'll go from there. Alrighty. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at ad finder. Where is it? Give me 1 second. I just need to open everything up, and then I will bring it all up for you guys. Okay. So I'm gonna create this as its own YouTube video, right? So I'm gonna try to do this like I did last week, and we'll go ahead and have some fun with it. All right, so I'm gonna do the behind the scenes, okay? What's going on, guys? Josh here, and in this video we're gonna be doing a 2020 behind the scenes. Okay, so pretty much, as you guys know, people in this industry do the top 5 products, top 10 products to sell every single month, and pretty much I'm going to show you the behind the scenes of how I go ahead and find those products, as well as pretty much looking for new products for myself to test as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. We're going to be using AdSpy as one of the software of choice, right? This one is an expensive one. It does cost $150 per month, right? But there are alternatives like Big Spy and all that kinds of stuff. Ecom Freedom also has its own ad spying software like Turbo Ad Finder. So Ecom Radar is what it's called. If you want to have a look, go ahead. But let's go and let me show you my screen. Let me go ahead and go here. So that's the intro done. All right. So here we go. So this is AdSpy, right? So generally speaking, AdSpy is an amazing platform, whether or not you're looking for new products or you're scaling a product currently. It's really, really amazing because of the fact that you can go ahead and have a look at all these different fields. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you guys how I find products that are trending or that have been started recently. So let me start here. These are all my pre-filled filters, and let me quickly see if I can make my face come up. I don't know if it's gonna let my face come up. Okay, it's not gonna let my face come up. That's okay, whatever. So I assume that you guys can see the live streams though, right? If it's a new store, why afraid? You got no winner then. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure. Oh, okay. I see. You guys are talking amongst each other. Okay. Anyway, so as you guys can see, the site types, right? Gender, ages, daily likes, total likes, media type, creator between, scene between, networks, affiliates, all this kind of stuff, right? The ones I want you to focus on, right, though, is technologies. And let me zoom in for you guys so you can see this a little bit better. You want to have a look at technologies, right? So go ahead and go here and go ahead and look at Shopify, right? So tick that on. As you guys see, I've ticked it on here. Now with countries, I like to go top 4, right? So you want to make sure that you go test Australia, United States, United Kingdom, and Canada. Have a look at these products that have been trending on those countries, right? Now in terms of language, you can leave it blank, doesn't really matter. Now the buttons, I like to go learn more and shop now. Now the difference between all the other ad spying softwares and this one is the fact that you can actually check when an ad was created. So if you want to have a look at an ad that was created recently, all you need to go ahead and do is go like this. Let's say, for example, we want to have a look at an ad that was created in the last 2 weeks of August. Okay, so we'll go down here. And then what we want to do is, rather than filter it by date, we want to go ahead and filter it by all these reactions, right? So the ones that are the best, there's likes, love, and then also shares. Shares is pretty good. So we'll go ahead and I'll just do love, for example, right? And there's going to be like these inside the chosen, like these ones always come up, right? And there's always going to be POD stores. POD stores can be really, really amazing, right? Because they kind of take advantage of certain trends or certain things that are happening in the world right now. So obviously this is a Christian, store. But yeah, pretty much what I do is, once I have those filters set in place, I like to go ahead and go down all of these, just keep scrolling, right? Have a look until I find a product that isn't a POD or some sort of ad, some sort of TV series, and I want to go ahead and find a product that kind of jumps out at me, okay? So for example, this waist wrap, right? I know that for this product here is huge, and the evidence is in previous winners, right? Like you can see this ad here, it's really scaling pretty heavily. Let's go ahead and have a look. So they've got 5,300 likes, 935 comments, 936 shares, right? And they're targeting, mainly the females, right? And you can see here, you can watch the ad as well. So you can see this, right? The waist trainers are always a huge product, especially if you can really do amazing branding. There's that. But let's continue on, okay? So I think Carla was looking for a new product. You can go ahead and test that one if you want. But yeah, let's continue on. Obviously, all of these things like the Hodge twins, these guys are big, right? But more than that, you want to find other, really kind of longevity kind of products, right? Products that have potential for long-term virality or consistent income. So continuing on, obviously there's a lot of not so great ones, right? But eventually you will find the ones that are winners. So that's another Bible one. So like this one here, right? This thing is pretty crazy. So authentic product reviews by Hudaya Ayan, right? these guys here are pretty much focusing on calligraphy, right? Let's have a look at the audio. So obviously this is they're doing a specific targeted niche, right? With this one, they're targeted like Islamic calligraphy, people who are interested in that. They're just creating a UGC type of content, right? But they're really creating making sure that they have an authentic and engaged audience. Okay, so this one here obviously could be a great product, especially if you have interest in this industry as well, right? There's no reason why this can't be a big one, because we are testing in the big four, right? And this one here, you've got a lot of likes, 2,400, all that kinds of stuff. Obviously the comments and the shares, there's a common disparity here though. So there's an issue right here that I can see. So this would be something that I'd be a little bit worried about in terms of a red flag. Like the comments to shares to like ratio is pretty bad, right? And they're only testing in the United Kingdom as well. So that's a little bit of a problem. But generally speaking, that's kind of how I like to do it. Once I go ahead and find these products, then I go and try to validate whether or not through Facebook groups, if there are authentic and engaged audiences behind it. Okay? So let's go, keep going. So let me just quickly pull up Facebook, and let me try to find a Facebook group specific to this Islamic this product right here. So let me go Islamic calligraphy, and then I'll go ahead and look at the groups. Right? Okay, here we go. So if you guys can see here, I'm now brought up my Facebook page, right? Now on Facebook, I've typed in Islamic calligraphy, right? And you can see there are tons of groups here that have, like, honestly, a lot of people inside them. So 44,000 members, as well as 20 posts a day, right? Calligraphers and artists of Pakistan as well. Like, I'm not sure if that's excuse my ignorance with that one. I apologize, but you can find all these other ones that have potential. So I would want to have a look at how many posts they're doing a day, right? And seeing if there is really some room to go ahead with this. For me, I would say that there isn't that much demand, right? Apart from maybe the top one. Like this one has 10 posts a day, but because it's something that I'm not familiar with, I probably wouldn't go ahead with it, right? But if you guys have that background or you're interested in it, there's no reason why you can't go ahead and try it. Okay, so let me continue through, right? And so this is one way of doing like Facebook ad product research. Another method that you can go ahead and do and test is actually through Amazon, right? So let me just quickly bring up an Amazon listing, right? So if you have a look here, Amazon listings, right? Amazon is a huge platform where a lot of people go every single day. Right, so if you go have a look at all, generally I like to have a look at this movers and shakers if I have absolutely no idea in terms of what I want to start with, right? Then there are movers and shakers in baby, clothing and jewelry, right? Office products, all this kinds of stuff, right? There's a lot here. Now, you need to really go into these lists, right? You can't just look at the top 5 or top 6, right? You need to keep going down, because obviously the top 5 or 6 are going to be, really saturated and really, kind of taken up by, the big players like PS5, all this kinds of stuff, right? But you want to just watch through, have a look at it, and then go from there. Okay. All right. So yeah, generally guys, that's how I do it, and I just continue to look through AdSpy until I find a product that really kind of jumps out at me, and then I validate it through looking at Amazon reviews, competitors, how many competitors do I have, right? What do the competitor reviews look like, as well as going on to having a look on Facebook groups to see if there are engaged audiences. Okay, so yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It was a bit of a behind the scenes. Obviously, it's not the most in-depth, because otherwise we'd be here looking at a ton of different things, right? But Jay asked a great question. Do we post the products for advertising in the groups? No, the way I like to use the groups is once I'm inside the group, I like to pretend like I'm part of their group, right? As like a consumer. And what I like to do is I ask them, if I have a certain product that I have in mind and there's a certain advertising angle, right? I like to go ahead and be like, hey, what are the best products for XYZ that you guys know about, right? So it helps you find competitors as well as if other people have the same problem. Another question that you could ask is, hey guys, is it just me or am I the only one that faces this problem, right? Related to that given niche, right? Or, all that kinds of stuff. So that's kind of how I use the groups. I go ahead and make sure that there's engaged audiences and then try to validate these theories that I have. So for example, if I take the example of my Manscaped video, how we pretty much found a shaver to shave the privates of men, right? Just saw a comment. If I wanted to start Manscaped, right? They always start with a theory. So the guys found obviously the electric shaver was great for shaving the face and underarms and all that kinds of stuff, right? But honestly speaking, they probably found a new angle to shave the privates for men, and there was no other competitor at that time, but people were saying, yes, I use it for XYZ. So they developed the product specifically for that. So yeah. Dev skills. Can you show us how to make a KPI? What kind of key performance indicator are you looking for? Let me know what you mean by KPI. If you have a specific one, for sure I can help you. But otherwise, yeah, let me know. Ryan Johansson. Should I start with bulk ordering? My budget is $3,000. Look, if you have $3,000 as a budget, it's pretty healthy, right? You definitely can't, are you based in the United States? If you're based in the United States, if you do really good product research and you have, pretty much all the green lights from your, based on your theories, you've proven it for all that kinds of stuff, then yeah, you could definitely start a MOQ order of 100 to 200 units. Only costs about $1,000 to $1,500 depending on the cost of your product. And then you can ship it out yourself, right? So yeah, definitely could be good. How many new products do you find or test over a period of time? Okay, so for Dan, generally speaking, it depends, right? So it depends on where you're at, but I guess I'll speak from personal experience. Right now, we have 4 different stores, right? On Shopify, 5 including not Shopify related products, businesses, right? So all of them are consistently doing about 50K per month, right? They're all doing really well. One of them is doing 110. The other one is doing 50K with 0 ad spend, right? They're all doing really, really well. So for me, as well as my mentoring while traveling, because we don't have a solid, stationary place consistently over time, we are currently not looking for new products, right? But at the same time, I'm launching a new brand as well, so the brand new product, one product store, as well as another product with a partner of mine, so another one product branded store. And then on one of the other stores, I'm launching another 500 unit product launch right now. So for me, I am consistently looking for products. I never stop, right? And my wife gets a little bit annoyed about it, I think sometimes, but she's very she shows me a lot of grace. A lot of the times I talk a lot about new products, new things to test, and I have an issue of constantly jumping on the gun too quickly, right? I take action too quickly, right? Sometimes without thinking about my capacity of doing work. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem. But right now, yeah, we're looking at testing 3 new products, 2 new stores. One on an existing store, as well as migrating my WordPress website over to Shopify. So always looking for new products, always. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that one. All right. So Dan, hope that sheds some light, right? Sorry, I'm just gonna check this. Okay. Walid, if you want to apply for Ecom Freedom, the link's down below. By all means, there's no pressure for you to do that. It's just, if you want to, for sure, you can go ahead and join, and then you get pretty much 24 hours access to me. But yeah, let me go ahead and go to my Instagram, because I think some people have messaged me on there. Okay. All right, so Jay, well, the top product group I found was 70K members, and usually around there. It seems there is hope. I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, if you have 70,000 members, one thing I would look for, Jay, is having a look for how many daily posts are there, right? Like the number of daily posts really is an indicator of how, how much potential there is, right? So yeah. Jaimal, I'm sorry, man. I can't do reviews without it being public, right? Because there are other people in this video, and there's other people that are going to be watching this video, so I want to make sure that they all get the same amount of value. So yeah. Jaimal. Yeah, sorry, Jaimal. Okay. Dancy, say you did the due diligence for a new product to test. How much money would you throw at ad creatives in designing the product page to test the hypothesis? Yeah, amazing question. So for advertising, generally speaking, I would probably do at least get about 3 different below ads, or I'll just get 3 different below ads, right? So that's 3 different pieces of UGC. Right. Once I've got those 3 different pieces of UGC, I have a decent camera right here. So I would either film it myself, but because we're kind of moving around, what I would do is I would send the product to a videographer friend of mine. I'll pay him about $500 to $1,000 to get the good video content, to get like all these different ads, ad angles, all that kind of stuff, video angles, right? So that I can compile them into an ad video. Then what I'm doing is I'm changing around the hook, right? At the beginning of the top 3, the first 5 seconds, right? And I'm just changing that around. I'm letting that run for about 7 days at about $20 spend. So that's about, what is that? $140 worth of spend per week for a beginning product. So that's how much I would allocate, maybe $500 to $1,000 on ads, right? Maybe about 500 actually. $500 on ads, like the actual creatives itself. And then the rest I'm just chopping and changing in my editing software. Yeah, Jay, I got that. Abigail's here. Oh my gosh. Yo, what's up? What's up, Abigail? Hope you're doing well. I just had someone from church that just messaged in. That's awesome. Okay, so Muhammad is asking about, is it wrong if I tested a product with images only? No, not necessarily. You definitely can test a product with images only. If you remember, we did that video on that dropshippers make, right? On that wave vase case, right? There's that wave vase case, and they just did a brand new image ad, right? So by no means are you limited. You can definitely go ahead and use images to test for sure. There's no issue at all with that. But yeah. Ryan Johansson, in terms of the accounting, like I said, most of the times, I think we're lucky. We have a lot of different platforms to help us with the accounting, right? But overall, every quarter we lodge our business activity statements. So they're just, quarterly reports on how much money we spent, how much money we made, right? And also how much money we paid for employees. So in Australia, that's what it's called, quarterly activity statements, BASs, for example. So we make sure we do that. Every 3 months we send all of our reports to our accountant. They can log into our accounting software, which is Xero. That's all reconciled on a weekly basis by staff as well. And yeah, we lodge that every quarter. So we're pretty up to date all the time, right? That's not to say that I didn't make any mistakes though. We made a big mistake on one of the accounting softwares back in the day, and yeah, had a big issue in terms of big tax bills. Okay, dev skills. What is the main challenge or problem that occurs when testing Facebook ads? I think the biggest problem right now is the attribution. You don't know which ad or ad set is actually getting you any sales. So that's a big problem, right? Like that in itself, even for the most experienced ad buyer, right, it makes it very difficult for them to validate their performance, right? So honestly, I think that is the biggest hurdle that a lot of beginners need to get over when they jump into this dropshipping space, right? Because the previous teachings on advertising and all that kind of stuff, the overall theories work still, like in terms of marketing theories, but all the hacks of Facebook and all that kind of stuff, they don't work anymore because all the attributions are all off. Everything that Facebook does right now is based off modeling, right? And it doesn't really work that well. Can't believe Abigail was in here. But yeah, okay. Yeah, color, Facebook and IG feeds only for testing. Yeah, I definitely would only do that as well. Generally speaking, those are the best for testing, in my opinion. But you know, you can try automatic. A lot of people vouch for automatic, but yeah, for me, I always like to have Facebook IG feeds. Igneous, yeah, for sure, man. Today I've just been a bit busy. I don't know if you were on the live call just before, but yeah, I'm nearing the 4 hours of live calls right now, so pretty exhausted. Okay, let's go ahead. 1 hour. Alrighty. Yeah, Jay, if there's 50 posts per day for each group, yeah, that's definitely potential, man. So I would do exactly what I said and go in there, try to validate whether or not they actually have those problems. Find the problems from, you know, the Amazon reviews. Make sure that there's actual demand. So yeah. Okay, guys, so we've pretty much crossed over the 1 hour mark. So I'm gonna call this here. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was really fun, kind of hanging out with you guys from Turkey. Next time I will do the live stream. Will probably be the same time next week, but we will be in a different location, so that'll be fun. Make sure you guys tune in for this week for a video that I'm doing on how much we spent, business and personal expenses, in Greece as a digital nomad. So that'll be a fun video. It is what it is, and I hope you guys enjoy that video, and let me know. Right? Okay, so I hope you guys stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Bye for now. Laters.